What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Jazmin J, and we are back with another episode of CCGo, where we talk to change makers and innovators doing amazing things while cultivating community. So today, I have the pleasure of talking to Blaze and Black. How y'all doing? Yeah, welcome to the show. So, before we get into everything, I always like to give the guests the opportunity to, introduce themselves, who you are, what you do, what you stand for, who your mama and them is. No, I'm just kidding. But nah, I want to give y'all the floor to introduce yourself.
My name is Rick Blaze, a.k.a. Mr. Morris Day 2K,
Yep.
a.k.a. Mr. Allen Champagne.
Come on now.
Because I popped that cork and my guy to my right.
I love this.
Bishop V. Black, the ambassador of eloquence, the Duke of Dignity, the Picasso of...
Sure. And we the dopest you gonna find.
I know that's right. I can't wait to talk about how y'all came together and all of these things. Well, that is my next question. So how did Blaze and Black come together?
I'll make a very long story short.
Okay.
We initially met in third grade. I went to his summer school.
Okay.
When the summer was over, I went back to my school. We didn't meet again. We didn't see each other again until like early 20s.
Wow.
Randomly in the streets. He was already doing music on his own thing. I was already doing music, my own thing. As luck would have it, his faction kind of started deteriorating, so did mine. And then we moved into the same neighborhood and we just started doing music together.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. So, you want to add to that?
Nah, that's literally what
it's so much more deep.
Right. So y'all are from the north side?
For sure.
Okay. So how do you feel like being from the north side of Houston has shaped y'all's music?
You know what? Because the South Side was holding for so long.
Yes,
and the North Side, they had their run, but we ain't get all our run. Now the North Side is back.
Yes,
I agree. Now the North Side is back, but I must say everybody is doing their thing at the same time. Unlike before, when it was the South, then it was the North.
Right.
So now you got us on the North, TTG Gates, you got Baby For Real. Then on the South, you got, you know what I'm saying, Quiet Money Dot holding it down.
Yep.
So, you know.
Let me say this because I have to say this part because I've ran into this way too many times. Women, there are fly dudes from the North Side. It is what it is. I know it's hard to believe. I know you're not from around that way. Maybe you don't go past the downtown area, but trust me, there are fly guys from the North. We get fly, specifically Fifth Ward. We get fly. Y'all better stop playing. Whenever I say I'm from the North, they like, oh my, it's like a.
Can't believe it.
I can't believe like you lying to me. Like, why would I lie about where I'm?
They be acting like that because some of their baby daddies be from the Fifth Ward. That's why.
So
they be salty.
I don't know what you used to, but I ain't it.
I know that's right.
We not it. I just say that.
I know that's right. I love that. So let's talk about church, family, poetry. Y'all do a little poetry?
That's me.
That's you. Okay.
Church? You started.
I started off in the church. I think most musicians start in church. So I started off playing in the church, in the youth choir, playing piano, then went up to like being the church organist type of thing. So yeah, I definitely started off in the church.
So let me ask you this, because I ask a lot of artists who say they started off in the church. Did you enjoy it, or was it something someone told you to do? Okay, you enjoyed it.
Like my mom signed. Now my mom signed me up for piano. My mom was the type of mother that would sign you up for everything.
Oh yeah, she said you're gonna be active.
She gonna try you and everything, and you're gonna see what you stick with, right? So it was like myself and like so I grew up. A lot of my cousins on my mom's side, that's my age, are females.
Okay.
So I grew up hanging around a bunch. So I would do a lot of. So I'm in dance. I'm doing a lot of things what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're all going as a group. So that's kind of how I got into piano. All my female cousins was taking piano. My mom asked if I wanted to be in it, and here I go.
Yeah.
And so, but I was a big Kirk Franklin fan. So all I want to do is play Kirk Franklin songs. So we rapping in church, and it's an older church, so you can imagine the other folks like, man, what is
this?
Yeah, like what are you guys doing in here? So, but yeah, so that's how I got started, and I couldn't believe, I didn't even know how I was young. I started off young, maybe like 8th grade, so I didn't even know about the business side of church. Church is big business. I had I had no idea. The pastor called me in one day and said, I'm gonna pay you $25 a Sunday to play. I was like, because I was just playing for the love of just playing.
Right.
And so the fact that you actually get, so the first time that I was offered any kind of money to play at the church, I was like,
You was going in.
I was like, this is crazy. You gonna pay me for this? Like, I never would have thought. So, needless to say, that was my intro into it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you talked to me a little bit about poetry.
No.
Oh, you
want
want
to church?
Okay.
I'll tell you the funniest thing. So one time he invites me to church, right? I'm thinking I'm just, you know what I'm saying, going, he's sitting beside me or whatever. And then they're like, they call the choir up, the guest choir from the guest church. And he gets up and he playing. And I'm looking like, oh, he for real playing the church.
Yeah.
And then the second time, we went to choir rehearsal. He played for about 20 minutes, and then we went to like a Jack Daniels mixer after church.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
Man, the poetry,
Right.
The poetry started out at Atherton Elementary School. I had this counselor named Miss Jones.
Shout out to Miss Baxter.
Okay, yeah. We saw Miss Baxter. My second grade teacher.
I know that's right.
Yeah, she taught our whole family. She came to our show at the Houston Dynamo halftime.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to that.
She's like, I knew y'all was going to be something. I was like, thank you, Miss Baxter. But nah, Miss Jones, she used to, she always believed in me, and she knew I was creative and stuff like that. And so, you know, in the hood, like being a nerd, you know, the kids want to test you.
Right.
But I was winning my fight, so it was looking like I was the aggressor. And I'm like, nah, you got to get aggressive with these, you know, kind of kids sometimes.
Right.
So Miss Jones would sit me down or whatever, and she was like, what do you like to do? I was like, I like to write. Because my mom, I had to write a 1-page book report before I could go outside and play any sports.
Right.
So I had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, you know, Miss Jones also, she had these fishnet, you know what I'm saying, pantyhose that she used to wear. And she had these red nails. She had these red nails on her toes and on her fingers. And I was just like, I was so infatuated with Miss Jones and stuff like that. So I used to write poetry about her, but then I would write regular poetry. So when she's like, oh, let me see what you wrote. Then I had some regular stuff, but she don't know. I had some other lyrics about Miss Jones that she ain't know nothing about. Man, listen, we had a thing going on.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay, well, let's go to our next segment talking about building your own lane. So describe y'all sound. Do y'all put it in a box as far as the type of music that y'all make, or is it unique?
I'm gonna let the producer talk because most people don't know. They always ask me, oh, who produced this track? Who produced that track? I'm like, the same person. Like, who? Like, same person that might be singing, that might be rapping, that might be doing this thing. So this is like the Quincy Jones, the Pharrell of Houston. That's the dude that do it.
That makes that sound. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Sidebar. I like this table. I like this coffee table here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Z Gallery. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after. Yeah. No. There's no box.
Yeah.
I grew up in a time where all types of music was played.
Yeah.
You know, you can get from Frankie Beverly Mays at my mom's house at an aunt's function to Jackson 5 during Christmas time. You might get some Earth, Wind, and Fire. You may get some Prince. You can get some freaking Pharrell. You can get a little bit of, I listen to everything. Alanis Morissette. I listen to everything. Good music is just good music.
Good music, yeah.
So whenever I'm creating, I never box myself into a certain sound. Whatever.
So how would you describe the sound that y'all create together?
Pop cult music, electric revival.
What?
Like it's a goulash, really. It is. You know, I think I don't really think. Besides screw music, I don't think Houston has a sound.
You
I think
so?
it's been built on screw music for so long, and not only DJ screw, but you take a song and just screw it. Now it's a Houston sound.
Yeah.
Boy, as far as like
not only that, most of the other hits outside of that, it's either a screw verse or a, you know what I'm saying, somebody says something like a Lil Kiki or a Fat Pat or, you know, Big Hawk or Big Pokey says something and then you just put it in a hook. Texas recognizes it and
then it jams.
It's all that screw influence.
Yeah, so I just think outside of the screw influence, I don't think Houston has a sound.
Okay.
So I was never bogged down to a Houston sound. And when I started listening to hip hop, when I fell in love with hip hop, the greatest, you know, my uncles was putting me on to like Biggie and stuff like that. So I knew a lot about early Jay-Z when I was younger and Biggie and stuff like that. So I was really into like East Coast music, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
A lot growing up. So I would listen to all of that. I don't get into, but a lot of it. You
Yeah.
know, I knew from the biggest name of the East Coast rapper to Sporting Thieves, which nobody probably knows.
Right.
But yeah, that's how I was just a wide range. So when I create music, it's just whatever I feel. I liken it to like taking a vehicle. The destination is here. I'm just deciding what vehicle I'm taking to get to the destination.
That makes
So
sense.
when we do it, whether it's R&B to get to the destination, whether it's hip hop, whether it's rock, it's just what vehicle I want to take to get to the destination. Because certain words, certain messages, you take different ways of doing it. If I want to express how I feel about you, I can do it in a rap. That'd be cool. But what if I did it in an R&B? I
Yeah.
think you would feel it.
It would hit completely.
It would hit completely differently, right?
Right.
So I'm doing the expression, but I'm choosing the lane of which I want to express, the music genre which I want to express that.
Love that.
Billy D on mahogany, like, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. If I wrote a song and I told you, what was the question? It was getting hot.
So I was just talking to him about the lane, like how he would describe the music that you guys
yeah.
create. And also, he named a lot of his musical influences. So what are some of yours?
Oddly enough, most of my musical influences are like R&B.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got your Jodeci, you got your Prince, you got your little Luther Vandross, Big Luther.
Big Luther, not the little one.
Yeah, you got Teddy P, you got just, and really that 80s and 90s R&B, because like I say, that's what I related most to. Like I didn't relate to like a lot of the rap stuff, unless it was a Tribe Called Quest and things like that. But the hardcore stuff, man, my daddy wasn't playing that, so I couldn't even go around just acting gangster.
Right.
Nah, I couldn't even act gangster, so.
That's funny. So talk about how important it is to stay authentic to yourselves while y'all are creating your music.
So personally, even having any type of relationship, being a friend or whatever, to him, you have to be yourself.
Yeah.
So it was natural that we came together because, like I say, we so different, but then we have a lot of the same goals and a lot of the same morals, and then our family structure is very similar. So, you know, it was easy. Like I didn't have to, you know, go around him trying to be this and trying to be that. And then, you know, we can laugh at our differences, but yeah, it's easy. It's easy.
Now, I don't know how to be anything or anybody else at this point.
Right.
Bougie.
I was brought up to be different. Inside of my household was different.
Yeah.
The way my parents constructed what we did as opposed to maybe other kids was different. Everything was just always a little bit different. So when you've been different for so long, by the time I got to high school, I've been different for so long, I now shy away from what everybody else is doing. Like, that's a red flag to me.
Yeah.
So, which most people like, if everybody's saying something is, most people like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. To me, that's a complete red flag. That's a hold up, caution. Too many people.
Yeah, definitely.
If a bunch of people jump on anything really fast, maybe just a red flag. Hold on, caution.
Yeah, pause. Especially being artists. I know a lot of artists chase trends.
Yeah.
So to be an artist that's like, nah, if this is something that everybody's doing, let me take this route.
Yeah.
How has that worked out for you?
Well, here's the thing. You have to be careful because the worst thing that can happen is you catch a vibe or a viral moment on something that you wasn't intended to be.
Right.
Can you imagine trying to do something and just BSing because that's what's trendy? That's not really your style, but you just did it because you wanted, and it actually catch on?
Right. Now these people
now they expect you to be that.
You're not that.
Bro, I sleep too good at night to be trying to be anybody else. I'm not. I could probably do a pretty good impression of some other people, but it wouldn't compare to a great me.
I love that. That was good.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk about the album.
Okay.
All right. What's the name of it?
No.
Know what I'm saying? I was over here practicing while y'all talking. I'm like, nah, I'm saying, nah, I'm saying.
Say it a billion times a day, you just don't think about it.
Right.
Which is why I thought of these.
Oh.
So, know what I'm saying? When you see the title, you see how it's written, you like, you probably say it a little bit more differently, more people do. But
Yeah, trying to actually sound it
in
out.
your regular dialogue and conversation,
Yeah.
you say, "No, I'm saying as a Houstonian at least 150 times a day."
I agree.
It's just in regular vernacular, right? So, for some reason, I was watching videos or something. I just kept noticing. For some reason, this particular day, that word just kept standing out. I kept hearing it.
Yeah.
And everything I was scrolling, I was like, I just kept hearing it. I was talking on the phone to Bishop, and that word I would just realize, man, we saw it. So I was like, you know what?
Know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And the crazy thing about that is when he told me the name, I'm like, that ain't the type of stuff that he,
He don't normally be on.
Like when we say, know what I'm saying, it's kind of more, you know what I'm saying? So, but it you know what I'm saying? Now it's know what I'm saying. You know, but yeah, it was when I was like, okay, maybe and he was like, no, listen. So with him, titles have to hold weight in several different categories. You have merch, you have repeatability, you have the music has to fit that. So it's like, okay, cool. We got the name. What songs we gonna do? Like now what are we gonna do? Because like I say, naturally we're more on some Pharrell, Outkast, you know what I'm saying, type stuff. So now it's like what know what I'm saying is kind of like that colloquial term, like from the hood or from the inner city and especially Texas and Houston. So
people gonna be expecting a certain sound or
so
a certain
now
type
people
of
are gonna be expecting certain jargon or certain type of songs or to put you in certain moods. So that's where he did his grandioso move. He did his big one on curating all the tracks basically to get you from the north to the south or the south to the north.
I love that. So tell me a little bit about what it was like creating this whole album, like how y'all were individually and together.
Well, it was very intentional, and the reason from the title of the album, know what I'm saying, to even some of the words, or even some of the song titles that we chose. Because to be honest, if you listen to our music, or if you see us dress, you don't know we're from Houston.
Right.
There's nothing about what we say. There's nothing about what we do. There's nothing about how we dress. There's nothing about our music that says Houston.
Right.
So we wanted to make this project. We want to show the local, the people, the Houstonians and the Texans, hey, we from where you guys are from.
Right.
We're from the same space. We may not look like it, we may not talk like it. Our music may not sound like it, but we're from the same space. So you use a colloquial term that everybody can relate to. You know what I'm saying? On the album, you have songs like Timmy Chan.
Yep.
You have songs titled, you have songs we talk about, what's the chicken spot? Chicken Plus. We talk about different other places on the north side, other places on the south side. We put those in there on purpose because we wanted you to get that feel like, they the home team.
Yeah.
Oh, they the home team.
Yeah.
They just got their own vibe, but they are still the home team. And I thought that was important for this album because after this,
it's over. Skyrocket.
So this is the old. This is our old to the city. Because after this,
right,
I must be about my father's business. I got to move. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's right.
We got to keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So it was important that we just want to do a coming of age story growing up in the city, but we want to tell that story from our perspective. You know, we didn't. I don't have any. I sold big dope stories. Sorry, I don't have those.
You don't have that.
I don't have those. I'm not gonna lie and act like I did. But let me tell y'all a little secret, especially the kids. Most of these other people don't have those stories
either. Definitely.
Now, what they write about, what they talk about, and what they actually did be totally different things.
That's why I love to support artists that I know their story is in their art.
Yeah.
Like their music is something they actually went through.
Yeah.
I definitely, because I love music, so I definitely can tell, like, you didn't write this, or this isn't your life. Like, you can't even deliver it in a way that I can believe that this is what you were doing.
Now, I can talk about it from my perspective.
Yes.
But I would never talk about it as this is me.
You're right.
But I know some, do I know some situations? Do I know some guys? Was I
Absolutely.
close to some? Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I know what it is. I know how it go, but I can never say, yo, this is me, because it's not me. And it's more people that I'm closer to more people in the hood by numbers than I'm not.
Yeah.
There's more regular people in the hood than there are the biggest dope dealers.
Right.
That other stuff get glorified, but that's the minority.
Right.
The amount of people that's really doing it big like that illegally is probably what? One out of every six blocks.
Yeah.
And there's hundreds of people in each neighborhood.
Right.
Like in each neighborhood, you might have one real dude that's doing something. And then he's gonna have like a little 5 to 10 year run, and then it's gonna die out. The next person gonna come behind that. Everybody else just playing in traffic.
And also,
Understood.
I'm glad, you know, this is that the title of this album is Know What I'm Saying, and I'm not gonna even say it's Houston based, but it's definitely one of those where we're talking about where we're from, because we're from a historic place, you know, Fifth Ward and stuff like that, and there actually are more Congress people, more athletes, you know what I'm saying, millionaires and things like that from our hood than, you know, other things that are glorified.
Correct.
And so I'm like, why are we not repping, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, we the only ones over there, like, you know what I'm saying, like doing it to the capacity that we're doing it. So I'm like, why are we not repping it? Everybody's so proud of, you know, where they come from and things like that. And I'm just like, there's so many kids in the hood, like when we do certain festivals or we do certain things and their parents might be our classmates and they're like, oh, you know them? Like, yeah, and they see how we dress and we're showing them like, hey, because we got the live band, we got the instruments and things like that. So now they're knowing, oh, it's other things that we can, there's other things that we can do.
Yes.
We don't have to dress like that. We don't have to do like this. We don't have to, you know, do like that. So it just shows them something different. So I'm like, this is the perfect album to build community. So that's been a big thing for us, is like, you know, building community like around the music, around, you know,
Yes.
philanthropy, just all of that.
All that. I want to say something to that, because I talk about how important it is to build community. You know, community cultivation network. That's what we all about. But I talk to artists, entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs, everyone. I'm like, if you have a brand, you have to build community, because it's so many people out there. But God takes you through things, and He gives you a purpose for you to tell the story to connect with other people. So I love that y'all did this album for community.
Yeah. And you know, we just wanted to make shout out to the OGs.
Yeah.
Because when we were growing up, there was a certain code.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a certain unwritten code. You know, like the OGs didn't let the young kids just do anything.
Right.
Like you had to go about things a certain way. So shout out to the OGs in the hood where I'm from. They because that lifestyle is appealing. Don't get it twisted. I come from a 2-parent household, and that lifestyle was still appealing.
Yeah.
We ain't missed no meals.
Yeah.
I never got my last cut off. My mom and dad made good money, but it didn't look like that.
Right.
As a young kid, that's impressionable. It didn't look like that.
Definitely.
So even I, in a 2-parent household, good parents, I had an arcade in my house. So
No, that's right.
So let's just put some context.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that though.
Yeah, I feel you.
It didn't look like the slab with the leather seats and crystal in the trunk, Versace. It didn't look like that. It didn't look like that at all. Right. So that was still appealing. And so, but shout out to the OG that was like, nah, Lil Ricky, you gonna do this.
You gonna do this, for sure.
I'm not gonna be the one. Cause I was really big into basketball then. Nah, Lil Ricky, you keep playing ball.
Okay.
So shout out to the OG.
Shout out to the OG.
We're just trying to give, like we had options. We're just trying to give the other kids in the community, say, hey, you have options.
Yes, there are.
And you can still be just as cool, just as popular, just as popping with these other options.
Absolutely. So shout out to y'all. I know we're getting ready to transition to our last segment, but shout out to y'all for everything that y'all are doing and examples you are setting for young people in the hood, because I'm a big advocate for the youth. They need inspiration. They need something to show them that it's more than what they're surrounded by. And then these days, they have access to technology, so they really get exposed to way more. So to be able to see somebody from where I'm from doing these things. So I do want to, before we go to the last segment, I briefly want to talk about the performance y'all did at the Dynamo and just performances like that as a whole. I actually interviewed you 5 years ago. I don't know if you remember that. But when I first started my platform,
You know what? You surely did.
Courtney Glade brought him
Yeah,
on the
you
show. You were
should.
my third person I ever interviewed. So that's crazy. It's a full circle moment. But how has
And I remember that because
Steve, yep.
And
Steve
yeah,
he was my audio engineer at the time.
and I
Yes.
remember because I got left out of the interview.
So you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So talk to me about what's next with y'all. What y'all got coming up?
Well, we go step back because we know Houston, they've been engulfed with soccer from FIFA and all of that. So I mean, we've just been making history.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we did FIFA, that's 16,000. Then
Shout out to that.
you know, this past Saturday we did, well, I don't know when this go air, but we just gonna say July 25th. We did the Houston Dynamo halftime, you know, versus Austin FC. That was a sellout. That's 22,000. So it's just been up, you know, since then. Then we dropping the album August 4th.
Yep.
Then our day in the city,
August 4th. Yep.
So, you know, then I'm gonna let him
Paving the way.
I'm gonna let him hit him with the Sonic Boom for next year.
Oh, and so yeah, so we, like you said, we're dropping the album August 4th. Some people have bought the album, so we're putting the album on DSP. I think this part is important. We're putting the album on DSPs. Before that, the album, you could buy the album from us directly, but now we're putting it on DSPs. And the reason why is because we have to put it on DSPs to be Grammy nominated. So you can see where I'm going with this.
For sure.
So we did that for that reason. And we wanted everybody to have a chance to listen to the album, right? We put 3 new records on. We got some new records that's going to be on there when they get the album. So if you had the album before, this is like, we got some extra bonus tracks for there for you. So we're just trying to feed everybody, man. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that. So how can people stay connected, support? How can they follow y'all and be a part of everything that you're doing?
Follow us on everything. Blaze X Black. BLAZEX BLACK. But it's pronounced Blaze and Black.
Okay. I was like, it might have been
No, the X is the and.
Okay, makes sense.
A lot of people call us Blaze. I rather you say Blaze X Black than some of the other stuff I've been hearing. But Blaze and Black is how it's pronounced. But everything is Blaze X Black on IG, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, everything Blaze
All
X
the
Black.
things.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we close out, I do have a few fire rapid questions. So I'm going to give you 4, and then I'm going to give him 4.
All right, bet.
All right. Studio or stage?
Stage. I love the studio, but I come alive on the stage.
On the stage. I know that's right. Favorite Houston venue?
To perform or just to go to?
To perform, of course.
Favorite Houston venue to perform? I'm going to say House of Blues main stage because they gave us, I'm going to say House of Blues main stage.
Okay.
That was our first biggest
show
coming out party, and we've done it several times over. So when we did that, when I went to the back and you sign your name, you see the legends that's been before you on the wall, and you sign your name next to these legends on the in the back on the wall.
Because we've been there so many times.
So I'm gonna say House of Blues.
Yeah, I love House of Blues. All right, my last one for you. No, I got 2 more. Lyrics or beat first?
Beat first.
Okay. Morning sessions or late night sessions?
Late night sessions are good for the vibes. Morning sessions good for the creativity. I'm going to say morning session.
Okay, morning sessions. So if you don't mind passing the mic, I got 4 for you.
Those were some good questions.
One word that describes Houston.
One word that describes Houston.
Yep.
Diverse.
Okay. Favorite performance so far?
Favorite performance so far? I'd say House of Blues the first time that we played there. It was like 2015. Yeah. Cause the pop, there's this certain thing that's called a pop. And you know, a lot of times you hear it in wrestling or you hear it in sports, but to get that pop before your music even comes on, before the curtains even pull back, and you know, hundreds of thousands of fans are screaming your name. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
I love that.
Yeah.
My last one, finish this sentence. Music should always.
Music should always move you, whether it's moved to inspire, it's moved to just feel, it's moved to just dance. Because I was gonna say inspire, but all music don't.
Is this a run-on sentence? Because you just.
Oh, my bad. All right, bro. I wanted the
Y'all
questions
are
that
fun.
I wanted the questions that you had, so I'm gonna answer them too. Morning or night session? Morning session, cause night session he be having red lights on and stuff. So I
Not
don't
the
be
red
knowing
light
what's going
special.
on. Yeah, he be having that going on, and I'll be just like, all right, I'm finna lay my verse and leave.
No, that's right.
And then favorite venue, it's gonna be the same one, House of Blues.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to White Oak.
Yeah,
The sound was excellent.
and that's a big thing for us is sound.
Yeah.
That is a
important, I'm sure.
that is a huge
thing.
a huge thing
For sure.
with live bands and just music in general, just sound. And then you had another one for him. You was like beat or lyrics. I don't produce, he produces. So the lyrics. And then what was the other?
Studio or stage? That's your last
Cream of
one.
wheat or oatmeal.
Yeah, that wasn't on there. But studio or stage?
Stage, I fall asleep in the studio. Once I lay my verse, bro, I'll be gone. One time I didn't know, and I had tweeted out, man, I am so bored. And they saw my tweet, and they was in the studio like, are you
How
serious?
you that bored and we ain't here putting in that work?
Man, listen, I did my job, man. I did my job, man. I don't.
All right, y'all. Well, this has been a very entertaining interview. I actually enjoyed this. I really did.
But
So
you say
thank y'all.
actually like there's some that you haven't quite. No, I'm not gonna go there with you. Go ahead.
We definitely gonna have to bring them back for part 2. But this has been amazing, y'all, and I think it was some real good gems dropped just about the culture of Houston and what we all can do as individuals just to represent where we're from. So I thank y'all for coming on CCGo.
For having us.
You shout out to your platform
Yes.
because y'all are doing it.
Yep.
And see, so we don't exist without y'all. Y'all are an extension to like every creative, because we can create, we could do this, but if we don't have like platforms like that's lobbying for artists like us,
Yeah.
then that stuff just goes where it goes. But now your fan base, oh man, who was that? We need to check them out. Our fan base, well, we need to watch every interview.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, yeah.
Yeah. That's the power of collaboration.
Can I say one thing? I think this is
Yeah.
important. Our album drops August 4th.
Okay.
We're independent, and we've been doing everything independently. That's just how we get down. So I'm gonna say that when it comes out on your Spotify's and Apple's, on Spotify's, it really helps us because we want to spread the word to as many people as possible. When you stream the song, that's great. But if you really want to help us spread the word, save the song. Add it to a playlist, add it to your playlist. Follow us on those platforms because the algorithm is the only thing that these apps care about.
Yeah.
So the algorithm is going to say, if you stream a song, oh, that's cool, you streamed it. But if you save the song, then the algorithm says, oh, you must really like this song with this person. And if you put it on a playlist, oh, not only do you like it, you like enough to put it on a playlist. So the algorithm then says, well, let me see who else is like this person, and I'm going to share it to them and see if they do the same thing.
Right.
So streaming is cool. We appreciate it. But we only get 0.0000001 cent for one stream.
Yes.
So
Talk to 'em.
we didn't put it on there for the streams. We put it on there to grow.
Yes. And build
So
community.
if you want to help us grow,
Right
if you want to help us grow, save the album, save the songs, add it to the playlist, and then we're gonna water our garden like that.
There you have it. I learned something today, so I'm finna go look at all my artists and save the songs that I like, because I didn't know that. Save and
Free
add
game.
to the playlist. Yeah, it's free game. But thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of CCGo, where we talk to change makers and innovators doing amazing things, as y'all can see with Blazing Black. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe, and check us out on the next episode. Peace.